No one with a conscious mind would make a decision to stay in a united Sudan, in a country and a government engaged in a process of killing its own people. If you want the Sudan to be a desirable place, to be a desirable place, if you want to make unity desirable, you have to end the conflict in Darfur. Then you provide hope and opportunity for people who make a decision to leave the country entirely. No one could make a decision to stay in a country where the government engaging in killing its own citizens. No. And finally, also, my advice to those who want to keep the country united, our public sentiment should be changed. When you read the newspaper these days in Khartoum, the public sentiment is about people in southern Sudan, they gonna leave. And there is a lot of rhetoric and misrepresentations and accusation. That kind of discourse needs to be seized, and we have to redirect our discussions to how we make unity desirable and how we help people in southern Sudan to engage in a process of self-determination, but also they have to make sure the separation is manageable. We have to pinpoint that point. Okay, this is my advice to those who want to keep the country united. It's going to be really a difficult process if they will do it. We don't have the time, we don't have the energy, and I don't think the majority of them are ready to engage in this process. So my advice to those who want to separate, how to make separation manageable. First, the referendum is about two things. It's about unity and about separation. The right of self-determination is a political right. It's not a gift from the NCP. So no one is going to take it from people of Southern Sudan. Right? It's a right. It's not a gift. Why it is a right, as Dr. Jongering says, the right of self-determination is not something that to be given to you. You have to own it. And how do you own the right of self-determination? By fighting for it. Sacrifice. This is what people of Southern Sudan did. And my suggestion then is this. People of Southern Sudan, I think, if people of Southern Sudan are going to vote in January 2011 to condemn the past, I think it's not going to be helpful. We're not voting to condemn the past, what happened to them. We're voting to chart a new reality, a new society, a new future for the South. If they do that, there is a possibility of a manageable separation. But if you vote just to get rid of people of the North because of what they did to you in the past, then I think the next day you're going to have a serious question. How do you want to engage in the process of economic, social, and development? So we are not voting to condemn the past. We're voting to chart a new reality. This is how you make separation manageable. Right? Also, in order to make separation manageable, so I will do this quickly. What, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? 2 minutes, okay. Okay, we have to remember that economic interests of both regions, the North and the South, need to be considered in making the decision during the referendums. There is economic interest because you are thinking about the survivability of the new state in the South. You need to have a stable North, and you also want to have a stable South. So you have to consider the economic interests of both regions. Quickly also, I think the Northern political parties and also the NCP should support the right of people of Southern Sudan for free and fair referendum, because the referendum is about credibility. Then the result has to be accepted and then have to be implemented. So 3 steps. It's not just voting. It has to be credible. Then has to be accepted by everybody and then have to be implemented. These are 3 steps. And finally, I think the NCP should cease of implementing Plan B. I'm not going to share with you the details of Plan B, but the NCP do have something called Plan B. Plan B is very vicious plan. If we want to have manageable separations, the NCP has to seize implementing Plan B. One of them, making the South ungovernable place before the referendums. They call it Plan B, but it's like 3-4 pages. So, and finally, the border issues need to be resolved prior to the referendums. With due respect to the Vice President of South Sudan, I do not share the view that we can have referendums before demarcating borders. That's going to be a recipe for war, a recipe for conflicts. That is not going to be good for the North and the South. And finally, resolving the conflict in Darfur is critical. We know what is going on now. The conflict in Darfur now moved to the southern part of the regions, in southern Darfur. And the NCP now, they're trying to resolve the conflict in Darfur by using different means because they know what is going to happen. Some of the Darfurian groups now, they're saying, if you're going to push us further, so we're going to support our brother and sister in the South as well. That is the issue.